Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tipsy Ghost. We're your tipsy hosts, Sarah, and Lindsey.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi.
That hey guys really sounded like the beginning of Cotton Eye Joe.
Hey guys, hi.
Like my accent, I was like, where did they say hey guys in Cotton Eye Joe?
That's exactly right. I was getting a filling today at the dentist, and the guy in the stall next to me, that's his ringtone, and it went off over and over and over again. I was like, sir.
It is kind of a funny song.
It is a great song.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. I have some fun facts. As always.
Love fun facts.
We like to learn on this
like fun.
podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like fun. She likes facts.
This one is a gross one for you medical people.
Even better.
In the 16th and 17th centuries, bandages were soaked in human fat to treat wounds on the outside of the body.
Nice.
Okay.
I assume it was melted.
I know, I'm like...
Was it rendered like...
It was because they believed that the human body was a key ingredient in fixing medical stuff.
Sure. Humors.
And they thought, hey, if we soak this in bodily fluids, it's going to speed up the healing process.
Okay. How did they feel about other bodily fluids?
You know, I did not register that or investigate further.
I'm with you, though. I'm wondering how they got the fat.
I'm trying to figure out how they got the fat.
I know how they got it, but I want to know what state it's in.
It had to have been liquid.
Yeah, if you...
Right?
Yeah.
Unless they, like, slapped it on there like a salve.
How do you get...
Like, just warmed up enough? Like Neosporin, but
Like,
without any antibacterial property.
You
Animal
just warm
fat.
it in your hands.
I could understand animal fat, but how are you getting the human fat unless from a dead body?
Right.
Maybe there were fat donors.
I mean, I'd volunteer.
Butterflies like to drink blood. They don't need it. They just like the taste of it, apparently.
Psychos.
Oh, it's kind of like wine. You don't need it, just like the taste of it, so you drink it.
Right, but it's blood.
It's Jesus. It's their butterfly Jesus.
Butterfly Jesus.
How did we get here?
Butterfly Jesus.
The blood of Christ.
Did they line up?
Yes.
Take communion?
You take a little piece of a pine cone.
What? Yeah, I was like, what's the body of Christ?
The body of Christ.
Okay.
Yes.
And then they find a well of blood
The
for
body-
the blood of
find
Christ.
The bread
Body.
is the body of Christ. The blood is the wine. Or grapefruit juice.
No, for butterflies, it is actual blood. And they just
yes, for
pretend,
butterflies.
they just pretend that the person is Jesus.
Tell me your name's Jesus. I'm Jesus. Oh, there
Close
he
enough.
is. That's his
Oh
name.
my gosh. I already regret saying that one. All right. This website, sorry, is giving me difficulties. It keeps crashing, so we're going to find a different one.
That sounds like a virus.
It's a BuzzFeed.
Mm.
What's wrong with you, BuzzFeed?
BuzzFeed websites are shit for connectivity. They always like restart.
Yes,
and
I
then
think
it takes
that's what
you
it
right to the
keeps
top.
doing. I think it's trying to restart and it keeps like giving me an
Trust.
error message.
I've already sent them a message about it.
Did you really?
Yes.
What did you do?
Well, I tried to download like their app, and it just gives you a bunch of quizzes, which are fun. But then I would take quizzes, and I would get 3/4 of the way through, and then it would just restart the page.
It's so frustrating because then you don't know what kind of pizza you are.
Yeah.
Or which kind of witch?
What Taylor Swift song am I?
Yes. So
Important things.
You sent BuzzFeed a Karen message.
I need you to help me understand why your website is a piece of shit.
You
Did
have
you-
enough money.
Did you get a response?
No, it was recent.
Oh.
I'll keep you updated.
Okay.
Like, who hurt you?
I need to know which Taylor Swift song I am. We could write our own BuzzFeed quiz.
Ooh, let's do it.
Tipsy feed. Buzz. Ghost.
Almost said Tipsy Ghost.
Buzz Ghost.
Hey, we'll add it to our website. You can take a quiz to figure out which one of the tipsy ghosts you are.
Oh, yeah, I think they can probably tell. Are you A, full of anxiety? B,
Hey, some of that crosses over.
a joy to be around? C,
That's gotta be Lindsey.
really smart and love to read?
I don't fit in any of those categories. Well, I do have
You
anxiety.
fit in all of those categories.
Aww.
I don't love to read, but thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, listen. The average adult human being can swallow a whole liter of blood before triggering a vomiting reaction.
Mm.
Do you think you could swallow a liter
No.
of blood before you threw up?
Okay,
Absolutely
is it
not.
liquid? Is it congealed?
Well, liquid, yes.
I got questions.
First of all, you won't find me swallowing blood on purpose.
Well,
But second
yes,
of
no.
all, there's absolutely no fucking chance in hell I'm going to swallow congealed Jell-O type
That's
blood.
why I had to ask. Also, is it mine? Is it somebody else's?
TBD.
I bet I can do it if it's mine, but then I'm concerned that it's going to congeal in my stomach.
Well, yeah.
I bet you could trick your mind into thinking it's anything else for a while until...
No, that is a textural nightmare.
I'm telling you this right now. My mind knows everything that I'm trying to put inside of it.
There's no tricking this.
There is no overthought.
I have considered 12 other possibilities. I won't force you.
Have you ever bit your cheek and had a little bit of blood? That was enough. And I was like, huh.
It just tastes like iron. Have you never gotten a paper cut and you suck your finger to stop the bleeding?
Yeah, but it's disgusting. I also take iron every day. It's disgusting.
Okay, well, maybe you could benefit from drinking some blood.
Yeah.
Were you going to loan me some or?
She's the universal donor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe the oral route of blood was considered a universal donor.
For drinking.
You don't know that. I'm sure somebody has tested it.
Just the words oral route doesn't feel right.
P.O. blood.
I'm sure there probably is a tablet. I mean, you can do that with your placenta. Why not with blood?
Nar.
It's a nar from me.
I would rather drink my blood than swallow my placenta.
I would rather swallow my placenta in a little pill than drink blood. Sarah?
Neither. I will be anemic and low in iron.
And not eating the placenta.
No, my mind could never.
Well, that's been fun. What else you got?
Okay, that was fun. Your butthole can stretch to 8 to 11 inches.
I thought you were going to say feet.
Okay, but does it shrink back down?
I mean, yeah, it's
if you
the
stretch
sphincter is a muscle.
Sphincter.
Sphincter. Sphincter.
It's German.
It's a butthole.
Your anus.
Again, I don't want to think about a butthole being stretched to 11 inches.
You were the one that mentioned it.
It's on the internet.
It must be true.
It must be true. It's on the internet.
So the range 8 to 11 means that everybody's can stretch to 8, but some people's can stretch to 11. It's like when you gauge your ears.
Yeah.
You have to just...
But those stay.
Yep.
There's no sphincter. I was doing it in my best German voice.
I hate you all. Again, this is a classic case of Lindsey doesn't know how to pronounce words. Because I don't know if I've ever said that word out loud. Okay, last one. Seeing a ghost or an apparition can be an early sign of carbon monoxide poisoning or a gas leak.
Well,
and
that's
if you see a ghost or an apparition, you should probably leave the house ASAP.
No.
I will go towards the ghost.
It could also mean that you've got schizophrenia.
I'm just saying that that's a side effect, or not a side effect, but a symptom of carbon monoxide.
It could mean that there's a ghost.
So maybe we should be bringing carbon monoxide detectors with us when we're going on ghost hunts.
Or we can just bring Magic Mind.
Or that.
Sounds like we really need to be in tune.
Yeah, we've been taking Magic Mind for several months now, and I don't know about you guys, but overall, I'm feeling amazing.
Me too. I am still shocked by all the great ingredients that they've been able to pack into this little mental performance shot.
Ooh, fun fact.
I love fun facts.
So many facts.
Did you know that ashwagandha has been used for thousands of years in India for its holistic health benefits?
I did not know.
Yes, and it comes from the root and berries. I love root and berries. A shrub that looks just like the mandrake from Harry Potter.
Truly.
I love that.
You love mandrakes, and I love root and berries.
And I just like the benefits.
Like what?
It's an adaptogen, which basically helps to lower your stress and the effect of stress on your body. And honestly, we could probably all use that.
Don't forget that it has our favorite ingredient, the lion's mane mushroom. It is the cutest of all mushrooms. We have declared it, and it is native to Asia and North America and looks a lot like the mane of a lion, if you couldn't tell by the name.
Checks out.
It's also considered a superfood due to its high level of antioxidants, and it's been studied for its potential in treating various health conditions like depression, anxiety, and Alzheimer's disease.
We're really excited to be able to offer you a 40% discount that will only be available through the month of December. But act fast because it's only available for the first 10 people.
Just use the link in the episode description and the code TipsyGhostLT40 for 40% off of your subscription.
That's magicmind.com/tipsyghostlt40 with the code tipsyghostlt40. TIPSYGHOSTLT40.
Last week, I talked about true crime.
Yes.
This week, I'm going to finish it up. It's technically a smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord can be whatever you want it to be.
It is whatever I want it to be because we got some cult going on with the true crime. All right, so make sure that you guys are listening to last week's episode because that's going to be the first part of my story. This story was just too big for me to put all in one episode. So listen to last week, and then we're going to pick right back up where we left off.
I like to pick off.
Pick off. All right, so we are
Why don't you
covering...
pick off?
Pick it off.
Pick it off. Terry Lee Hoffman. Remember? So she started hearing the voice of God when she was younger. She was into mind control and thought she had psychic abilities.
I thought she was going to say Minecraft.
Mind
I
control.
like how we both just keep trying to finish her sentences. Not correct at all.
Developed her movement as conscious development of body, mind, and soul. She had all of these gems and crystals she was selling to people in Texas. And all these people started winding up dead who were near her in suspicious circumstances.
Oh, no.
Okay. And they were leaving in their wills. All of their belongings went to her. So we left off with Hoffman's friend Sandra and her being the most recent victim to whatever we want to call this yet.
Okay.
Because the police
Something's fishy.
Something's fishy, but the police aren't catching on yet.
Yeah.
That something's fishy. All right. So we are now in the mid-1980s. And Hoffman founded a perfume mixing company called Perfume Oils International.
Clever.
Poi. I was just going to say that. It's a poi pond.
Oh.
And she began to perform acupressure massages as well. Her following at this point was only about a dozen or so because some people, remember, have left because she's getting a little out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to pivot to 42-year-old Robin Ottstott. She is a former curriculum writer for the Dallas Independent School District. So again, someone who's pretty intelligent. She was matched with an invisible CIA agent named George.
I have questions. What is an independent school?
No, like the
What?
Dallas Independent School District. So she wrote the curriculum for the school district.
My question is,
And how is
Not
he?
about the CIA.
No,
Does-
that's the second question.
does she know that he's invisible? And also,
Does he think he's invisible?
is he really invisible? Like, does he exist, but we just can't see him?
So
He believes that he's invisible.
Hoffman had matched.
She believes that he
Robin.
believes.
She believes that he
Can't
believes.
see me. Okay.
So her ghost.
He
Listen,
sounds like he needs help.
he's a CIA agent named George.
Sure he is.
Can't
And-
see him.
George has to be invisible because he's undercover.
He's really good at hide and seek. Same.
You've got to
Curious.
be in the CIA.
Oh, does that mean I can be in the CIA?
Yes. You're really good at keeping secrets, but all secrets you must share with us.
Yeah.
Not if I'm in the CIA.
What if we're also in the CIA?
Okay. Yeah.
Career change.
I'd be fine with that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But
I'll
you're
try
not
something
supposed
new.
to tell anybody that you're in the CIA. So just kidding, guys.
I'm
No.
a nurse.
I work from home.
Yeah.
So
Lindsey doesn't have a job.
I'm unemployed.
Lindsay's invisible.
I'm playing hide and seek. So Hoffman matched the two of them together. Okay.
The lady and the invisible
Independent-
CIA.
Okay.
Yes.
George.
There's no. Okay. The
I'm sorry.
independent.
Invisible.
Independent. That is the smallest details. Robin believed that her non-physical body, so she's on the spiritual realm here,
Oh.
was working against her. Okay. And she had a best friend named Tamara, who was real. Tamara was Taylor's invisible CIA lover, Martin, and he was threatening her life.
What?
I need a flow sheet.
Can you draw a picture?
Tamara, who is real, has an ex-CIA lover named Martin. So the two of them are
There's
best friends,
two.
and they have significant others who are
Oh.
invisible CIA agents.
Okay.
Okay.
That
George
helps.
and Martin.
Independent curriculum writer.
Oh my gosh, independent.
Never.
And the invisible
They don't even have a
CIA
name.
agent are friends with Tamara and Martin, the actual, real,
Yes.
seeable
Yes.
CIA
And
agent.
she believed that Martin is threatening her life.
It's the CIA and that can't CIA.
I liked that. Thank
It's
you.
about to get weirder. We know that was weird.
I'm not ready.
On April 19th, 1987,
Oh.
Robin tells her ex-husband that she had contracted terminal viral hepatitis from a banana peel.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Her ex-husband was like, you should probably go see a doctor. And I think he had ulterior motives here. And he was thinking, you need to see a doctor
Yeah.
for your brain. So 2 days later, he goes to see her to check on her because he's concerned. And she had gone to see Hoffman and killed herself with a gun.
Wait, so she had terminal hepatitis from a banana.
Banana
He
peel.
said go see a doctor.
He said
She
go see a doctor.
Bye.
She said, I'm going to go see Hoffman instead.
Oh.
And 2
then
days later,
ended up
she was dead.
dying. Okay.
Oh, so she didn't necessarily do it. We think Hoffman did it.
No, she killed herself.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
She killed herself, but she went to go see Hoffman before she did. So,
So maybe she was
Hoffman
convinced
her.
was she persuaded?
Okay.
Who knows?
We got there.
Yes. No, Hoffman did not kill her.
No.
We don't know that.
Okay. Well, we're going to go to another friend of Hoffman's. This is 33-year-old Mary Alice Levinson. Not to be confused with her cousin Jan Levinson.
I was like, why do I know that name? Jan Levinson Gould.
What's her candle company?
Serenity by Jan.
Serenity by Jan.
33-year-old Mary Alice Levinson.
Yes. Jan's coven. Coven.
Coven.
Maybe.
Never.
We are never getting through this story. This is the first episode.
So sorry.
All right. She was found dead from a drug overdose in a Chicago hotel room on November 30th, 1987. So that's literally only 6 months after Robin. The autopsy discovered a needle puncture mark on her left wrist, but it was concluded that she overdosed on 2 types of prescription sleeping pills.
Ooh, was it her blood?
She took her own blood.
Yeah. You
To
can
sleep.
ingest up to a liter of your own blood before it goes bad.
That is oral. There was a needle
Postmark
mark
was just for show.
just for show.
No, that's how she obtained her blood.
Oh, she withdrew her own blood and then ingested it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were thinking of injecting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I think most people would think of, oh, she injected something to kill herself. But they're like, no, she took the pills.
I think you're onto something. Though.
Ignore this puncture mark.
That's why they couldn't find anything.
That's why I'm part of the CIA.
Mary changed her life insurance policy less than 2 weeks before her death.
Ooh, I bet I know who it goes to.
Her brother had been the beneficiary, but the new beneficiary is her former boyfriend who she met through Hoffman on a spiritual retreat. People suspect nowadays that Hoffman orchestrated this so she wouldn't be looked at too closely because she can't be everybody's beneficiary.
Okay, so the ex is her beneficiary, but then Hoffman is the ex's beneficiary, so she's just got to kill.
Well, and the ex is still involved in Hoffman's little group,
For now.
but like who makes their ex-boyfriend their beneficiary?
Not me.
Absolutely not.
No. So she left behind a taped message for her family that police recovered at the scene. And she said she used her divorce settlement money, which was $125,000 at that time, to pay off small debts and make donations to animal welfare charities. But she refused to name any of these charities.
Oh.
So her family suspects that Hoffman actually has the money because they couldn't trace the
bummer.
money. 39-year-old Charles Southern Jr., an English instructor at a Chicago community college. She's getting intelligent people.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably, I think, the most fascinating case to me. He was a pretty prominent figure in Hoffman's spiritual movement and even ran meditation groups and gave classes and frequented her home in Dallas. His family learned that he was wandering the streets of Chicago while claiming to speak in tongues, and he was taken to a hospital. His family and members of the cult would visit him daily while he was there. After he was released, he returned to class, but appeared, quote, unimpressed with Hoffman. So almost like he saw the light is what I'm
Okay.
trying to say.
He saw the sun
He saw that something was wrong. Like he
The sign?
wasn't as...
forever. It was only within the last 2 years that I realized.
It was a sign.
It was a sign.
Oh my god!
I was like, I saw the sun.
What are you thinking?
I opened up my eyes and I saw the sun.
That's the first
cute.
tape I ever owned.
Thank
so
you.
bet your bottom dollar I knew every word.
I bet you did.
It's sign
Thank you.
for clarity.
Winter 1987, he planned to go to India during winter break. When it came time for him to come home from India and his family still had not heard from him, they went to check on him. They searched his home and found his passport with no stamp from India.
Okay, but they don't always stamp these days.
That was in the 80s. What'd they do then?
Oh, they probably stamp.
They probably stamped. In one of his drawers, they found a vial that contained a substance like the poison curare, Curare.
Yeah.
I don't know what that poison is.
Sounds right. I've never heard of it.
I don't
been a while
know
since I
all
read-
poisons.
It is a plant-derived substance that paralyzes your muscles by blocking the motor end plate.
Can you
The
use it in a
motor-
sentence?
The motor end plate? Are we
It
cars?
says motor end plate leading to muscle paralysis. It was historically used
paralytic.
in surgery and as a treatment for conditions like tetanus.
It's like a paralytic, but you're still
It's
with
used,
it
yeah.
mentally.
It says it's used in Central and South America as a paralyzing agent.
Okay, so it's like succinylcholine.
Okay. Right. They also found in his home 2 poorly written notes, which appeared to be his will, and poorly written being important because he's an English college professor. So that was suspicious to his family.
Yes.
Hoffman repeatedly
weird.
told the family that she was not involved in his disappearance and has never been charged in connection with his case, and to this day, he has never been found.
Aw.
He did not make it to India, so something happened to him before India. So Hoffman is now on to her 4th husband. This is Richard Donald Hoffman, and I call her Hoffman because this is her last husband, so she kept his name. He is 50 years old. He went by Don. Him and Hoffman were on the outs when he was found dead from a mixed drug intoxication on September 16th, 1988. So he had checked into a hotel at a Marriott Hotel in Las Colinas, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas. His family found a video of him in which he said goodbye to them and said that he had terminal inoperable cancer, which had been proven by 3 different doctors. But his autopsy found no trace of any kind of cancer.
Who's telling him that? Is she telling him he has cancer?
So you might remember from last week's episode, Hoffman is very into these black lords. Like they are the evil realm.
Right.
So she told Don's son after his death that the Black Lords had hidden the evidence of his cancer behind an illusion. So Don believed he had cancer, killed himself.
Right. Okay.
She, of course, is the sole beneficiary because this is her husband and she gets everything at his estate. Surprise, surprise.
Sure.
A wrongful death lawsuit was filed against her in March of 1989 by his family, but nothing really came of it. 4 days after Richard's death, former cult devotee Jill Bounds, aged 41, was found beaten to death in her home. She had left the movement back in 1982, so this is 1989. Almost, 7 years ago. She was a psychologist who had strong beliefs in the mystical and was deeply involved with Hoffman and her teachings. What we know now, September 20th, 1988, she had entered her home at about 4:15 p.m., but the next day she had missed 2 meetings with friends and they grew concerned and called the police. Authorities believe that the intruders came in through the windows since she had an alarm system, but the windows were not covered by the alarm system, only the doors. The killer looked through her diary and even ripped
That
out
is
some of the
personal
pages. They're killing her. They don't care. They want to
very
know her
sad.
secrets. They even ripped out some of the pages in the diary, which left bloody smudges. That's how they know that some pages were gone.
Dear diary,
That's what I was going to say.
I can spell Mississippi
That's
so fast.
exactly what I was going to say. Guess what they would have found in mine?
And they ripped that page out and said, this is important information.
My friend Debbie has a boyfriend. His name is Brain because I spelled it wrong instead of Brian.
Dear diary, today was my first day with the CIA.
I can't tell anybody else. I had to write it here.
Just you.
There was also blood in the bathroom, as if they had tried to clean up after themselves. Missing from her home was some jewelry that she had kept hidden in her laundry room and her gun that she kept in her nightstand. So that was suspicious that she had a gun and didn't use it, but it was missing. Even though she had left the cults, 6-7 years ago, she had visited Hoffman just a few months before her death, which police found suspicious. June 1989, longtime followers David Allen Goodman, who's 48 years old, and Glenda Frances Goodman, 47 years old, began acting strangely. David was a Yale University graduate and university professor at Southern Methodist University, and Glenda was a VP for Perfume Oils International.
Oh, boy.
Poi.
Poi.
She was a VP
Obviously.
of Poi.
Yeah.
The Poi Pond.
The Poi Pond. In their diary, which apparently
Why does everybody have a diary?
I didn't have anything better to do.
they had a mutual
In the 80s.
diary. It was
Aw.
their diary.
It's like when couples have their own Facebook page, like a mutual
Aw.
Facebook page.
Just wrote entries back and forth to each other.
Yes.
The name is Evan and Lindsey Wood.
All
How did
one
you
word.
know about my old Facebook?
I am part of the
Don't
CIA.
ever admit to that.
I found it.
Just kidding, guys. All right. They claimed in their diary that God announced that, quote, the way is clear to get high energies. It's like this. You're about to be joined in a marriage between your physical self and your spirit. All is in readiness. The date is set for October 20th. ...
Ooh, ominous.
Who? They were found dead in late November 1990 in their Dallas home 5 weeks after dying.
What did they die on October 20th or 22nd?
I was like, that doesn't sound like October.
When they were found,
20th.
autopsy said that they'd been dead for 5 weeks, and they were found late November. So
Yeah.
October
Okay.
20th.
Checks out.
It lines up. They had died in a ritualistic double death. It had been 10 months since their families had last heard from them, January 1990, which is why nobody raised alarms before that 5 weeks. They were discovered by a neighbor. Both had been shot, and 2 guns were found at the crime scene. Shot each other at the same time.
That'd be really hard to do at the exact same time.
Yeah, and really trust.
The other person's going to...
It's like a
do
duel.
it. Yes.
Yes. Hoffman claimed that she had no contact with them for a few months prior to their death. However, their house was filled with lots of things related to her cult, including handwritten letters from her. Investigators soon discovered that shortly before their death, they had written checks to Hoffman totaling close to $100,000, and their deaths were ultimately ruled a double suicide. So for those keeping score, that's a total of 10 suspicious deaths related to her. So when the Goodman story broke the news, it was a pretty big deal. That, combined with the pattern of deaths that seemed to follow her, finally launched a criminal investigation by the Dallas District Attorney's Office in January of 1990. Assistant DA Cecil Emerson stated it would be difficult to determine if mind control could legally be a contributing factor in a death. So basically, can we really hold her accountable because she wasn't at any of the scenes of the crime? Hoffman and Conscious Development denied any wrongdoing. Her lawyer, Fred Time, referred to the investigation as a witch hunt and praised his client's persona. After 4 years, prosecutors could not find enough evidence linking Hoffman to the deaths. She filed for bankruptcy in October 1991 and was sentenced to 16 months in prison for 10 counts of bankruptcy fraud in May of 1994, but was released after only a year. She later remarried Roger Kennelly and changed her name to Terry Lilia Kennelly. She started a website with her experience and all of her talents and wrote a financial advice book, which was ironic because she filed for bankruptcy and served time for bankruptcy fraud.
She's got a new name, though. It's a new person.
And she knows about money, okay? She died on October 31st, 2015 at the age of 77, never having been convicted
Wow.
of any of the deaths.
I mean, if it wasn't actually her doing it, I can see why it would be difficult. It's giving a bit of Manson.
It's, yeah. Did she, like, brainwash them in her cult to kill themselves? Who knows? Did she brainwash them to make her the beneficiary?
Probably.
Yeah. Probably.
For sure.
But just a lot of suspicious deaths around her, and they could never get her on anything. So she served a year for bankruptcy charges, and that's it.
That is infuriating.
Isn't that awful? And then she just got to die of old age.
Well, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. So it was a lesser known cult because it didn't really have like widespread, like it was really just the Dallas community, but like also probably one of the few cult leaders who really didn't see any jail time or any consequences for their actions. So there you guys go. There's my cult true crime smorgasbord episode.
Well, thank you. We haven't done a cult in a while.
I honestly wasn't even looking for it. I just found, I think I found like the Goodmans or something, and it went from there, and I was like, oh, this is a full-blown cult. We're going to do it. My southern accent is really bad tonight.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in this week to our episode. You can always find us at thetipsyghost.com with our socials linked from there, or send us an email at thetipsyghost@gmail.com.
Please give us a 5-star rating and a great review anywhere you listen to podcasts. We really appreciate it, and it really does help.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.